everybody, welcome back to James Plays Myst. We've got ourselves another storytime episode here, but before we get into that, just a couple of things. This is the first recording I've done after checking the previous recordings. So, as you will already know by now, the first two episodes, the game audio did not get recorded. So I'm very, very sorry about that. I tried my best to reincorporate audio back into the video, so hopefully I did so in a way that's not too distracting or bad or anything like that. I want to say I got like 90 to 95% of things put back in there. And some of the stuff, it was just way too much of a pain to do. And I'm sorry. But like I said, hopefully it won't be too distracting or annoying or bad or anything like that. Funnily enough, the next recording session that I did after that, and the one after that, no problems at all. And it's not like I would have fixed anything because I didn't know there was anything to fix. So I think it has something to do with the order of which I open the game and OBS. Because things are fun like that sometimes. It's not the first time I've had problems with audio. It's not the first time I've had problems with just recording in general. I would love for it to be the last, but the other thing is, since I have reviewed those other recordings now as I edited and rendered them, I've come up with a small list of things to follow up on. And I have a question for you. When you're playing a game, you are observing the game in a certain way. And you may miss things because of how you're observing the game. It's a more active, like actively playing the game, you're looking at things differently than you would if you were passively. I know this because that's how it happens to me and to many others. I'm not making something up here. But would you consider it not necessarily like cheating, but getting help from my past self, I guess, to be able to review the footage and pick up on things that I might have missed completely otherwise? I talk about the universal hint system and using that as guidance, and I was going to keep track of that and how often I need to use that and how far I need to go with the hints and everything, but I was just curious what your outlook was on that, because many people, they're going to play through a game and they're not going to record it. They're not going to stream it and be able to go look at clips or something like that. It's like a one and done. It's however they perceive the game while playing it, that's all they're going to know. So I was just curious what your thoughts were on somebody being able to refer back to their own footage and pick up on new things. Is that, like I said, not cheating, but is that a form of getting, like, help from an outside source? Is my past self an outside source? Just something to think about, I guess. We will go to this list after story time. So this is the book that the words are going to fade out. I don't know how long it's going to be. I imagine I'll spend plenty of time trying to figure out the gaps along the way, but we'll see. It has been a while since I've heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly, I think. For some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be welcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. So we're talking about an age that nobody lives in. This world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I am standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I'm standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yet that strange feeling again. Perhaps it is the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north. Hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red long past the sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again, the feeling, and I am beginning to believe it is not all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. So there's nobody there to make them feel unwelcome, but maybe the environment itself, like the hot breeze and stuff, it maybe just feels not the most comfortable of places. Okay. We have written down different locations, different worlds, and we have accounted for a couple of them. I had thought the only ones that we have not gone to Channelwood, and we went to one place that I assumed was the Everdunes. But this writing could be about the Everdunes, or it could be about some completely different place. It could also be about the place that I visited that I thought was the Everdunes, and it turns out it's not. Just thinking about things. I've had to return home due to a unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I've ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, goodness gracious, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. So now we have this word showing up. It showed up in the intro where he talked about his Myst book, but it seems like a Myst book, there's more than one. And a Myst book could be what you write in to create these worlds. So it's not the Myst book, as it were, as I might have thought before. I have returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. So the water and forest are gone. Okay, strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently, the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind, I remember, has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of this world seems like desert, although I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Now this is starting to sound more and more like the world I went to last time. Last night I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly, the ground began to crack and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then That's, don't know. Tumult? Is that, I mean, I've heard of, Tumult sounds right, in this context, does it sound right? Okay, it subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I've decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed, as demonstrated here. Even as the chasm has ripped into the surface of the world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Cirrus and Akinar is how this is pronounced, I found out. So we're good on that. Cirrus and Akinar. And make sure everything is going well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. The abundance of raw materials here is beginning to amaze me. I have returned with some of the complex tools I knew I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials, however. It seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I've also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set, and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I will be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. I have... So, there's that. Well, and I have decided 3 meters is not enough support for the... We have this here, and later we have the spaceship, yep. It's amazingly strong, maybe that says. My most prized inventions. I am something extreme. Never have imagined it to come together. I doubt. Okay, I cannot piece this stuff together like I thought maybe I could. Possibly work with 14 and completely fatigued. I'm so happy to tomorrow. Okay. I'm leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Akinar. I have left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have stabilized. I believe the meteors set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. So, this would have been during the time where he had left the boys in Channelwood, in the, forest age thing. Okay. I've just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote over the last 18 months. Yes, I've noticed that too. Fortunately, I have copied many of my construction notes in another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age to which I hope to travel soon. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. So, I'm pretty sure, because of the map and the clues here, like this and the rocket and stuff, this was the world we traveled to and made some decent progress in before getting stuck. And now we can talk about my notes as I try to find the exit here. Okay, so the first thing to note is game design. I think we've pretty well explored this island here. I know there's other things to check out that I will be checking out pretty soon as we go down these stairs and go in here. But I don't think we're going to find clues for the other worlds. There's no, secret lair that's going to have the answers that we need for those other worlds where I was getting stuck and confused and decided, okay, can't get back, let me reload the last save and go somewhere else. If I were making a game where I am sending the player to other areas and they cannot reasonably get back without doing something in this new world I sent them to, all the answers that they would need would be in that area. Right? Does that make sense to you? And I know we're talking about early 90s game design, and it's not a given that designers would think that way, but I feel like enough of this game has shown me that that would be the case. Where any information that I need for navigating one of these ages is going to be located entirely within that age. So that's one thing that I wrote down. Now the next thing I wrote down is this here. See this? I didn't, and I'm gonna see if I'm right. There we go. So water turbulent pool is 67. So we would want to change it to 40 or 47. And I just want to double check. Push this button. Water turbulent pool indeed. Okay, so 47 will do. And what do we have here? Sure enough. And I guess this is just meant to be some clarity on what a marker switch actually looks like. We'll go ahead and do 40 now. what is my takeaway from this? Stop spinning. And it's it just looks like a mountain valley. Maybe there was a river running through it. I don't quite know what my takeaway is from that. It's a topographical extrusion test. But I don't quite know what that means, if I'm being perfectly honest. So, to confirm the marker switches that I've got written down here, there's the one by the dock, then there's the one by the gears, then there's one in the constellation room, or not in, but next to. There's one near the ship model, amongst the pillars. There's one at the entrance to the power generator where we had to feed the energy to the rocket. There's one by the rocket. There's one by the cabin, and then there's one by the clock tower after we got across there. So that counts up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they said in that letter, the code is the number of marker switches on the island. Did I find them all?
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
Okay, so I'm a bit late on that, but at least that's a loose end tied up there. Yes, the books are scattered around, and you use the tower rotation to get the clues on how to access the different points, to locate those books and go to those ages. He was protecting them from his sons, and his sons are trapped in some books here. One wants me to bring them the red pages, and the other one wants me to bring them the blue pages. Do I do that, is the question. Also, the voice that we heard there definitely matches the voice from the intro, so that makes all that clear. And we're good. We're doing pretty good. So next order of business. We could go back to one of the worlds that we've already explored, but I have one thing left to try here. If I can actually get to the cabin. Okay. I had a thought as I was observing my recording here. Okay, so that's all fired up all the way, which means it's giving pressure to... Yeah, this is... It's up there. Our lift entrance. So I'm going back in, and we're going to power this down a lot, if not all the way. so let's do off. And let's see. Because I do want to try something. See how it's coming down? And you get in on here, and I was going up to the top and saying, hey, there's nothing up here. What the heck am I supposed to do? But what if I get in now? Aha! I was right about that. Okay. Hope you don't mind that I might have overlooked that before. Okay, we've got our next book. I think it's got to be the last one, because now I've solved everything on this island to my knowledge. Except for the fireplace puzzle thing. But if that holds a book in it, I've not actually come across the answer for which sequence to put in there. And I've got 300 of them to try. Actually, I've got 299 of them to try. Yep, this is channel wood, alright. What we're going to do before going in here is we're going to save. Although, can I get out of here? Ah, okay. Yeah, with the valve. Alright, so I'm going to save. Okay, we're back. And we're going in. So that should knock off 3 things that I wrote down in my notes here. Nope, only 2 things. Okay, so we've got 4 more to go. And those are going to be related to the... Oh no, 3 things indeed, yeah. Okay. Because we did the button in the chamber there that opened up the panel. We went down the tree lift, and I talked about the concept of everything we need in an age to solve it is located in the age itself. There be frogs here. Okay, there's this path that way, so we are just looking maybe at a dead end. I can't kind of go across the water. Ooh, this is going to be mazy, in that I will very easily get confused. I'm going to go down this way. This does not yet function. Remember, the right way is always the right way. So we are just gonna kind of systematically attempt to clear this out. As long as I don't get turned around. Following a cable up to a windmill. One or the other. So this is, I've now changed it from how I found it. And then you've got this. Oh. Interesting. Okay, I can't quite tell what that would be doing one way or the other there. So let's sneak on through here. hard to tell what I can click on, where I am supposed to go. But I think my observation here is that we are siphoning the water up through these pipes rather than flushing it out into the sea. And we're using the windmill to do that. So one pipe connects to this. This would be presumably the windmill right here. And doing this... I don't know what I'm doing. This is like some sort of relief valve. If that's sucking up water and pumping it into here, where is here? Where does this go? And what does this do? Does this stop it or redirect it? I don't know. Then we've got this bad boy here, this big tank. Excuse me. That would be storing water? Yep, there we are. So it's pouring into there. And then I found it like this. Let's say like this, we're opening this. And if we follow this back down, it diverts here. And it diverts here. And it's broken over there, but it does go here. And still nothing. I wonder... Nope, okay, just kind of... There we go. Okay. So let's backtrack a bit here, and... see which ones work here. So I believe this would be like cutting off this path. So it's going this way. Green lights. Or green colors, at least. Sound okay to you? Sounds okay to me. That's going this way. I think I want it to go that way because... Oh no, it should work, actually. If everything is right. Because I was worried about that breakage there. Okay, so... turn it around. Okay, let's try the other way then. Okay. Got that. Go here, go here. Turn it that way. And then turn it that way. There we go. So we've got our bridge. Now I need to check. Bridge has stayed up, so we can redirect this water elsewhere. Safely. And... I want to say that there's something to hit here. But I can't see it. Huh. Maybe it's above or on the other side. Okay, so if that's not going to work, let's go ahead and see where else we can direct this to. Ah, okay. So we're powering a lift. This is the other side of the lift, unless I'm totally off base here. I'm totally off base here. That's not the... I can't even really see it all that well. Alright, before we go up that, I do want to see... couple more things. If I can actually figure out which direction is which here. I keep getting flipped around. I'm very sorry about that. Check this real quick. Okay, no connection there. So I will leave this as is. Flipped around again, and we will go across this bridge that I opened as soon as I can navigate. Okay. And we've got ourselves another lift. Interesting. So let's follow this pipe back a bit. Can't use this until I... Well, okay then. Now I can use it. Thought that was going to be way more complicated. Alright. So we have a lift here that we don't have power to. Let's go to the one that we've got powered up. Just kind of go in order of discovery here, as it were. Not bad, not bad. We're making some good progress in this age already. Now we're up here. Doesn't look like there's anywhere to go around this way. We just got to go straight here. And the right way is always the right way. Unless I can go... Oh, no. What have I done? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. So, the right way is always the right way. Stop doing that. Okay. Whew. It's my choice to play this version of the game. I have nobody to blame but myself. Okay. Don't think I see anything to interact with here. If there's any kind of indicators for information of some sort, I'm not necessarily seeing it. One might maybe think, oh, these holes might be something. I don't know. I'd be reading way too much into things right now without having something that corresponds. Where did I end up now? I'm getting very easily turned around here, and I'm scared. Oh, I've somehow gotten myself lost. Oh boy. Oh, all right. Every time I think I'm facing back, I'm finding a new place to be. So let me see if I can try to sort this out. This is oh boy. I found a thing, at least. Okay. I just wanted to get back to my starting point. And I do not know where that at all could possibly be at this point. But I found that. Like, this is... Let's all agree that this is not, like, 100% my fault. That this is, you know... and it's an old game that maybe its design was just a little funky, maybe just we could put a little bit of that on the developers for this one. That fair, guys? Maybe. Okay, I found my way back. Okay. Nope. We want to click on the ground for these things. So this is a dead end. Going to the left. I feel like I should try assembling some sort of map for this. Maybe I will do that off video, though. And I know that there is technically a map in the book. I don't know how helpful that would be right about now. But this is... We're navigating. So we have, from that lift, dead end, and... dead end return. And there. Dead end return. And there. Okay, so 3 connectors. And we came in here. And I, like, said, didn't see anything. And then I went this way. When there's actually this way. Or, no. I had that backwards. Okay. To our right, coming in here, we've got this path. Turn this around. We've got... This is the place with the pottery. And we can keep going forward, or we can turn to our right. Going to keep going forward, and then go to the left. And through, it appears to be another dead end. So if we go this way, we go in here, we can keep going forward like that, or just turn back around. So we go forward, and we can keep going forward, or again, turn back around. Brings us to this building where we can go that way or that way. Let's go to the right first because I think this is a full circle. And I would be correct. As I always am, it turns out. I'm very, very smart, and people should listen to me more about all the great ideas that I have. Like this one. Be nice to me and love me because nobody else is going to do it. Certainly not me. So you do it for me, and that'd be kind of nice. Okay, back where we came from. Go through here, and this is where we used the lever that we magically found and somehow did not find this time to open this way down some spiral stairs, which opens this up and creates a shortcut of sorts. So why would I... hold on. Hold on, you scallywag. So I would have needed to direct the water to power this lift to take me higher, just like the Creed song said all along. Okay, there's a whole other layer to this bitch. I guess I'm gonna keep with it. Gonna keep checking out this path that I've laid out for myself here. Got ourselves a very special room here. Might say a room that's accommodating to human folk as opposed to the tree folk. Can't close the door. I can close the door with me on the other side of it. It's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to see if there's anything to look at. What is the point of this game? I get like some world building of showing some stuff, you know, but a drawer with nothing in it. I come all this way for a drawer with nothing in it. What? I gotta find something here to make this all worthwhile. A dagger that I can't do anything with. Ooh. Okay. I'll take a picture of this. I think. So I'm gonna stop my timer. We're coming to the end of this video anyway. So I'm gonna open up my camera, take a picture of that, and then maybe I can use Photoshop to combine this with the other half when I find it. For now, let me take a gander at what I'm looking at here. Vault access something and of Myst something in very plain view on access can be if the simple instructions are followed. First locate the marker switches on the island. Go to the dock and the marker switch in the off position. So now we're trying to set the marker switches in a specific setup. And I'm making a guess here, saying that it's telling me to turn the marker switch at the dock off. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm not going to mess with anything until I have solid confirmation of what I should do. Aha! Hello, red page. I could bring this with me and then possibly lose it. And then have to come all this way for it again. So yeah, right around the lift is that. So we go this way. And there's only this one way to go. Okay. Okay. Very helpful game. Okay, interesting. I just want to confirm. That this is going back in the direction. Okay. So we're going forward. We went in here. We skipped that. This is the back side of it. There's some candles that I can look at, nice close up. I'm so lost with this. An iron gate that I can't close, but it makes a fun noise. And then another room with a toy. Note the blue page. I'm going to assume he's speaking the language of the tree people. But what does this do for me?
I hope I pushed the right button, my dear brother. What a very interesting device you have here. I'm not erasing anything important, am I? Remember, he is preparing. Take only one page, my dear brother.
Okay. This first message here I believe matches the one that we saw over that contraption. And we've got two more, and then we've got one, I think that's Cirrus, warning Akinar to only take one page. Like a page that I might have in my hand, as it were. Well, we know where the blue page is. And that appears to be everything up here. I just want to Actually, yeah, I need to stop getting turned. I'm trying to put an end to this video, but I need to check one last thing. I'll put it on this. Yeah, with the close-up of the mouth. We'll go in here. Okay, whatever, like, the voice face thing appeared for the first time. Oh, here we go. So I think I have to find the right chant as part of a ceremony or something that I use that contraption with. I'm going to have to leave it there, though. This has gone on long enough. We will play a little bit more with that next time, and then try to explore a little bit more of this age, figure out how we actually leave a place when we've got a page, and maybe address some of my other notes and keep solving stuff. So, I love ya. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Uh-oh, you opened the breeder reactor, didn't you?
You know what they're breeding in there? More of us! Hi, Ernie!
Maybe they got it right this time. Maybe Ernie's got 3 heads and smarts, not like you two numbskulls.
Who's he calling a numbskull? Beats me!
Look, Mo, the ooze is starting to flow.
Yeah. It reminds me of atomic sunsets with my dear mother.
It's enough to make a mutant rat cry. Get careful, that's nuclear booze.
I wouldn't drink it.
Shut up, both of yous. A radioactive martini never hurt nobody. Oh, that feels good. I like the heat. It's a regular sauna in here.
All those hot rods make my coat nice and shiny.
What are you talking about, my coat? It's our coat.
Yeah!
Get a half-life, dumbbells.
Yeah!
Uh-oh.
The Russian Heavy Physics Institute, Secret Science City, former USSR. Dear Professor Stolyagi, you will be pleased to see that the last of your children, the Chernobyl 1000R, is still running. your former colleague, who is dying, Sergei Raskolnikov.
Uncle Bob, 148 Retrofit Walkway, Gunsight, Idaho. Dear Uncle, amazing things happen here. When the reactor core melted, people were running everywhere, and I discovered a twin brother I never knew I had. We talked all night. The only downside is that he's growing out of my sternum. Love, Billy, and little Brad.
Here we are in the Chernobyl room, a gift to Pist, as the sign reads over the door, from the former peoples of formerly evil former Soviet Empire. Isn't that swell?
I'm not going to have the time to find out, Bob. My radiation badge is already beginning to bubble.
Oh, lighten up, Cheryl. Stick around. It's a great tan. Cheryl? Cheryl!
Mrs. Sandy Bolival, 37 Chicken Little Highway, Rock Bottom, Arkansas. Mom, I've gone 6 times on the catapult and I'm really getting some extreme rides. Please send me another $100. Sean.
Honey's mom, Alamo Garden Apartments, number 15, San Paludo, Texas. Dear Honey's mom, sorry I can't remember your name. Where's Honey? I'm sure she's with you or somebody not half as good as me. I've given up. I'm launching myself into another world. Charles.
What you're looking at is the future site of the Octoplex Seaside Beach, with one little difference.
What's that?
No sea.
Wait a minute, no water?
Octoplex's researchers discovered that people who go to the beach love the sand and the sun, but they don't like the water. By draining the ocean, we'll be providing more sand and more sun.
What happens when you want to cool off?
Not to worry, Bob. Octoplex dirigibles will fly by on an hourly basis and mist everyone.
Wow, they think of everything.